Welcome to Always Analog, where we celebrate the beauty of analog technology in the digital world. So today, this is not a review of candy. And for those of you who might be familiar with Schrafft's candy, they went out of business like 40 years ago, okay? So that'll tell you how old this box is. I think Schrafft's were in Boston based candy company, but this is just a box that I found cleaning up in the basement. And this box was from my grandmother's house, and inside of it, take these rubber bands. I'm surprised the rubber bands aren't completely cracked and brittle. But inside of this Schrafft's thin peppermint wafer box were all these pencils. And what's more, I can tell you with a lot of certainty that these pencils most probably belong to my dad. Maybe some of them were my grandfather's, but a lot of them I'm sure belong to my father, who was an engineer and went to engineering school after he got out of the service, which I think he maybe started school in 47, 46 maybe, 47, 48, in that area. I know he went and he had a job in the engineering department at Chevrolet Motors in 49 and 50. He worked there. And in addition to being an engineer, my dad was also a pretty good artist. He could draw anything, but you know, so many engineers are also great artists, I have found in my life. And my dad was one of those guys. Anyways, these pencils were in a place in the basement. I don't think they've seen the light of day for 50 years, maybe more. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to just... There's a lot of pencils here. I won't go through them all, but some of them I actually want to try writing with. And a lot of them are pencils from, companies. I'm going to try to focus here if I can. There we go. Here's the Alumarole of Detroit, Detroit, Michigan. Alumarole was a company that I think my grandfather worked for. They made aluminum awnings that went over windows and doors. They rolled up, and he sold those for a while, and I think that's where that's from. There's a number of Alumarole of Detroit pencils here. Don't know who made the pencils. Of course, the erasers are all hard as rock, but look at the beautiful ferrule on this pencil. There's the phone numbers, Tajmu 67700 and Union 1 3865. Okay, here we have a Venus Velvet number 3 from American Pencil Company. Here is a Venus Forum. It says pressure proofed. Number 2. Okay. Jarzembowski Funeral Home. On a couple locations in Detroit. By the way, these are all Detroit because that's where we are, we're from. Here's one for an insurance agent in the Lafayette building, which was in downtown Detroit. It's no longer there. It was a beautiful, absolutely beautiful building. They tore it down. But this has this really cool, I don't know if the camera will focus on it. The ferrule on this pencil is really beautiful. Now this pencil isn't identified. It actually looks to me like it has a blue core. So this was probably some sort of marking pencil. Perhaps, a carpenter would use this, something, big pencil to mark blue. I thought it might be an old bowling alley pencil, but wouldn't have had the blue core in it. Illumatic Windows Incorporated. Another Detroit. Now here's one. This pencil is not used. It has not been sharpened. And it says, it's not printed, but it's embossed. It says, I'm trying to see if the camera will pick it up. Hold on, let me come off. Autofocus is not doing it here. Let me see if I can manually focus in on this. I know that it says PAL, P-A-L, Musgrave. So here's a Musgrave pencil made in the USA. Now Musgrave still makes a My Pal pencil. I think I've done a review on those actually. But here, this one just says PAL. But look at the eraser. So it has a sharpenable eraser at one. So pencil here, sharpenable eraser there. Never seen one of these before. PAL Musgrave, made in the USA. Oh, here's a little, I used to see these everywhere when I was a kid. Ford Motor Company, number 2. Funny how the imprint on, here's a commercially, Venus Velvet. But you'll see that the imprint on some of these pencils is oriented the other way. So as you look, it's going in the opposite direction, almost as if it was designed for left-handed view. Interesting. Now here's one. Bonded lead A.W. Faber, a Kenmore, 205, USA, number 2. Kenmore. Of course, I don't know if this was before the famous Sears, Kenmore, obviously, with their appliances. Here's another Venus Velvet. Look at the core rating, 2 2/3. Not 2 1/2, 2 2/3. Look at that ferrule. Look at this old Bic Crystal. Wow. Now you know it's old because it's got a closed cap. Now these have an open hole here, because people would swallow these caps and choke on them. But this cap is still closed, so it was before that modification. Also, it says made in the USA, which of course they're not made in the USA anymore. It does have some ink in it. I'll have to dive one. I can't imagine that ink must be hard as a rock by now. Old Bic Crystal. Here is again, weird orientation. a Blaisdell. I think Blaisdell pencils were in Philadelphia. I think that's where they were manufactured. This is a jade. Not surprising, it's green. Number 2. Here is a it says Tri-Rex shape. It has the patent, U.S. Registered Patent Office. Made in USA by the Richard Best Pencil Company, a Royal Scot, number 2. And look at that beautiful ferrule. I wish they would, jazz the ferrules up a little more now, make them a little bit more interesting. Look at that. Look at that ferrule. And the way that it was put on there, too, it's sort of, they would have had to narrow the end of the pencil down to make that fit like that. Very interesting. Richard Best and a Tri-Rex, sort of a semi-triangular shaped pencil, which the Richard Best, which they still make the Tri-Rex, although it's made by Moon Products now. But interesting. What do we have here? Another, turn around. Ford Motor Company, number 3. Now here is a GMC. Hard to see here. GMC. And it's hard to see. It's imprinted here. It says Richard Best, made in USA. So Richard Best made these for GMC, General Motors. Number F, which would be like a 2.5. Here is something, Eberhard Faber, jet black, extra smooth. Not sure. That's a big core though. There. Another Ford Motor Company. Felras, Lumber, Coal, and Building Materials. Logan 1, 3000, and Parkway 1, 4154. Alumaroll of Detroit. Here is a Eagle Verithin Carmine Red. Here's another Eagle Chem Sealed Verithin in an orange. I'm sure these were my dad's drawing pencils. Here is a 4H Microtomic Eberhard Faber. Here's an Eagle Graphic is the pencil. Don't know anything else about that. Eagle. Looks like someone chewed on it. Eagle Graphic. I'm not sure what, something all, I'm just getting the last word there. American Pencil Company. Look at that ferrule on the end. Did have an eraser. Number 2. These are just sort of almost, boy, some of these pencils were really general office pencil, number 2. Again though, but look at the cool, look at that cool ferrule. Here's a mechanical pencil. Got an eraser there. An Auto Point, made in the USA. Property of Meskeny's, Detroit. Not sure what Meskeny's was, what kind of a company that was, but somebody took it. Here is a Mongol colored indelible, it says. 844, looks like it's sort of a violet color. It's got a yellow plastic cap on the end. This is probably Detroit Board of Education. Number 2. Here's another Mongol. Wow, this pencil's got staples put in it. Number 2. These were pretty popular pencils. Another GMC, another Ford Motor Company. Here's another, looks like mechanic. Oh, it's still got something in there. C. Belleville and Save Doe. The phone number. Okay, I don't know who Belleville was. Look at this old ballpoint pen. Okay, here's another one. National. Oh, look at that, fancy. Okay, this is Building Materials Incorporated. Okay, looks like what's left of a Mongol pencil. Another Mongol. This one's a number 3. And look, look at these old pencil sharpeners here. They're made in the USA. They say that, but I can't quite make out any manufacturers' names. Carbo Weld. H. Be like a number 3. And look at that. A lot of these look like Dad sharpened them with a knife. Here's a Venus drawing pencil. Love this one. Oh, Beats All. I think I saw another one of these. Beats All. What a great name for a pencil. American Pencil Company, New York. The eraser. It must have had an eraser on the end. Looks like it's off. Let's see, anything else here? So here's a Parker pen. It's actually a nice one. Very quiet. Here's another one of those Musgrave pals with such an interesting, with the sharpenable eraser on one end and the pencil on the other. Here is from the Linton Pencil Company. I think they might have been in Tennessee. A Fighter. There's never used, number 2. Here's a number 3 pencil from General Electric. Okay. Another Verithin. Another Verithin, Carmine Red. Here's a General Pencil Company in cursive. Kimberly, HB. Be about a number 2 grade, Carbo Weld. Let's see. Another Venus Velvet. Number 2/3. Wow. 2/3. Now we saw 2 and 2/3. This one's just a 2/3. So is that like a number, I guess, like a number 1? I don't know. I'm gonna put that aside. I have to try that. Here's one. American Pencil Company, a Dickens. It's embossed. It's not printed. It's really hard to see. And this is another pencil style where you got the graphite on one end and an embedded sharpenable eraser. There is another Venus that is a 2/3. We're going to try that. Barry door sales. Oh, look. Hey, comb my hair. What do we got here? Here's another pale pencil, but in the other ones were blue. This one's red or maroon. Musgrave Pal. Eraser, pencil. Here is a Made in USA Dixon Special. That's all I can get. Probably had an eraser at the end. It's long gone. It's kind of a round, thick, looks like a, kid beginner's pencil. And what do we have here? Another American Pencil Company Venus drawing 2H. And there's some paper clips down there. Another ballpoint pen from the General Mortgage Corporation, downtown Detroit, in the First National Building, which is still there. Not the company, but the building. So, wow. But, I'm so intrigued by this Venus 2/3. I'm going to take one of these old sharpeners, see if they do anything. No, not really. Let's try this one. Okay. Well, let's try putting an old pencil into a newer sharpener and see what happens. Now look, you can see, look how it's taken some of the years off there, but I'm just so anxious to try this Venus Velvet. Two-thirds. It's a very smooth pencil, but it's not a particularly soft core. It's rather firm, but it's smooth. If anyone knows anything about this 2/3 rating, please share. Hey, here's that old Bic. I would just fall off my chair if this thing wrote. As suspected. Yeah, nothing gonna happen there. There was another old pen in here that I thought might be, where was it? Yeah, I don't think any of the pens are gonna write. But, anyways, this is the number 2, the Blaisdell Jade. Whoop! Just broke it. BLAIS. This is a soft, smooth, dark, jade. Okay. Yeah. Here's our mechanical pencil. Beautiful. This one has got a pretty thick, pretty thick lead. Not sure of the size. It's at least a 1 millimeter, I would say, if not a little bit more. But you know, what's beautiful about all of these pencils, and you know how, like I said, I'm sure that these are from the early 50s, probably, maybe even the late 40s, some of them. I'm looking for some that have sharpened to them. Here's the Detroit Board of Education. The pencils, you know what? They all work. That's the beauty of the pencil. Even after being in this old candy box all these years, the pencils still work. You gotta sharpen some of them, but you know what? They still perform as they were intended. Unlike the pen, here's a Parker pen. These were good pens in their day. They were not inexpensive. But you know what? After 50, 60 years, nothing. But the pencil, still works. So, anyways, you know what? This has just been fun. This was just such a fun discovery for me when I came across this box. I didn't know, I knew something was inside of it. I had no idea what. And it's so funny too, just the box, because you know, people save boxes like that to put things in. You know, it's so Depression era thinking, nothing went to waste. And, you know, it's like you always reused everything and found another use for it. And here was this avalanche of these wonderful old pencils. So anyways, thank you for just making this little discovery with me and going through the box. I was anxious to record this so I could see everything that was in there. So thank you, and we'll be back at you soon with some reviews of not so much vintage pencils, but pencils of today's time. And we'll see you again real soon. Thanks.